Hi everybody, my name is Charvana. I go by the she, her pronouns. Welcome back to my channel where I am once again joined by two guests. You already know and love them, but they are...
ZEPHYRR.
Going by...
She, they.
And...
ACTORPAT.
Going by...
He, him.
And we are going to be watching the final act of Arcane Season 2, starting with Episode 7. I'm not gonna get this wrong this time. I messed it up. And I also want to tell you guys all what a watch-along series is. Do not forget, a watch-along series means that you have to have the content open on another tab and open us up here. We will go 3, 2, 1, go! Hit play at the exact same time. And as we are watching, you have somebody to watch along with. If you are not interested in watching along with us, jump ahead to the very end or skip ahead to your favorite moments to see our massive reactions. In the meantime, everybody, y'all ready? Do you want to get to it? Is there anything you wanted to touch base on? Any spoilers or anything like that? Don't you dare spoil it for me, but...
I got 0 spoilers. Very fortunate.
0 spoilers, thankfully.
I didn't either! So we're going into this completely blind. Let's do it.
Yeah!
So this is Arcane Season 2, Episode 7, starting in 3, 2, 1, play. Nice. Time and go up, syncing all up, it's good. Flip, place, release. Not our characters.
You're correct.
Okay. Timeline jumping?
Yes.
Timeline jumping.
Our boy.
It's our boy!
And he fancy! He's, I got earrings. Oh, what? They're friends.
Oh,
Are we gonna stay in this timeline though, or are we gonna jump to a different one?
fantastic question. It was Echo and Jinx on the record then, yeah?
Yeah, that was Jinx, and
But like alternate Jinx? Alternate timeline Jinx?
Oh gosh, I can't remember his name, but that was the person that was
Echo's like father figure guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
The pawn shop guy, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I keep looking to try and see if anything of the title sequence changes, too.
I know, me too. I haven't seen anything yet. Starting with a bang, though.
There are a bunch of time references with Echo in the opener.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get back to it. I bet this whole episode's gonna be about him. I don't imagine it would go back to...
I hope so. We love him.
Yeah.
And I love that guy's mutton chops, too.
I mean, this would be hella trippy. Not only jumping timelines, but just like, everybody's dead.
Mm-hmm.
I would be wondering if I died, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know what's real.
Yeah, your first assumption is you like some form of heaven or something versus just time travel. Or dimension travel. Powder, how do you spell Berenstain Bears?
Whoa.
A whole crew.
Yeah, he will.
He glowed up.
Yeah, he certainly did. Everyone's really hot.
It's true. Kind of reminds me of like Neville Longbottom's glow up kind of over here.
Totally. This guy stayed the same.
Hello, Top Knot.
I know.
My other question is like, would her parents be alive in this universe, or
We don't know.
Also makes you wonder the
Oh, what?
I wonder if it goes two ways, where that, this timeline's Echo is now in the bad timeline. Like, what the fuck?
oh gosh,
But why would Heimerdinger? I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
damn.
At least 3 years.
Is this going to be his timeline, or is this going to be his? Oh, this is not after post murder because he doesn't have hair.
And that explains why that changed color.
You call that.
The wizard.
I think he's gonna put it in his wrist.
Yikes.
What does it mean?
Is it weird to say that's beautiful in the most macabre way?
No.
Hmm.
I get you're frustrated with this situation and like how could you even begin to explain what's going on, but like don't you attempt to tell somebody that like you know they are not the one that you know, just like, hey, I'm going to sound insane, but I'm not me right now. It's like, nah, we're just going to fuck this guy's life up.
I just wonder how they got where they're at, you know? The class is obviously like better.
There's some Easter eggs happening here.
Mm-hmm. Odd music choice.
Can you imagine though, like, it's like, oh, hey, what timeline did you get sent to? Oh, the happy, beautiful place where everyone I love's alive. It's like, where'd you go? Hell. Like, damn.
Just cuts and it's Heimerdinger singing the song.
Wait, what?
I said, what if it cuts and it's Heimerdinger singing the song? It kind of sounds like him. Just saying.
I mean, he was playing the guitar. He tuned it right before this.
Mm-hmm. He's in the band, I assume, that the other person was in.
Where is the Jace of this timeline, though?
Question.
Gonna be one of those funky things where it's like somehow he's the only one, which is why it reacted different.
Hmm.
What? Good job.
Fucking knew it. Oh, I hate it.
No, thank you.
Wild perspective choice.
Oh.
Ow. Ow. Ooh.
Oh.
Do you think that he's gonna want to go back?
Heimerdinger?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he does.
Tartar sauce.
Again. You'll be fine! Bones aren't flammable unless they're like heckin' dry.
Oh god. Oh.
Ouch.
Oh, I don't want to see it. Mm-mm.
Oh, it got infected. So he's been down there for a while.
Yeah. It's a really gnarly way to show time passing.
Oh, that's cool, though.
Yeah.
How's he eating, though? Now we know.
You asked. What is it though that he's eating?
I guess rats, but
I assumed he was like he either amputated his leg, but it looks like he still has it.
No,
those creatures. Those are
okay,
creatures.
yeah.
That's like.
Oh, his leg is fucked up though.
Ow.
That grip strength, though.
Oh, I know. He's not even wearing gloves. You know how shredded your hands would be? No, this one's better.
Please don't.
Please don't.
Through a crowd of them?
I mean,
oh no.
He's got this staff now. He's gonna somehow be like the wizard for himself, right?
He's
Like,
gotta
Yeah.
be, right?
It's gonna become a bootstrap paradox. Bunny ears.
Everybody here is just so smart.
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
We haven't really gotten to see a lot of this from Echo before this.
He was able to decipher things in other universes and stuff, but
Yeah.
it's partially just like, what can a mind do with the resources provided to them?
Mm-hmm. Oh.
I like immediately.
If you go back, can you go back before you jumped instead of making a new jump?
Oh no.
Jesus.
Oh my god. He's got his fur on him.
Yikes, my dude.
Only will casually have nightmares for the rest of your life.
What are you doing? What are you up to, Hammerdinger? What's happening?
He's up to something.
He's just always been so anti-Arcane.
That's why I think he likes this universe, is because they didn't have the hex tag.
I think you're right. But if that's the case, why didn't he just destroy the stones as soon as he got... I don't know, we'll find out.
Time will tell.
Oh!
I hope Echo and Jinx kiss. I'm just gonna throw that out there now before it happens.
I ship it. Aw. What?
Oh, shit! One mission going
Freaking awkward, too.
so
to
much
see,
has changed. I'm gonna talk about it later, but...
I don't know.
I don't know. I want everyone to end up together.
I like the makeup.
Does she have like a shag mullet? Because I'm here for it. Oh my god. Smooch.
They might.
In a different universe. Obsessed with them.
Meanwhile,
Maybe not so sneaky. I just was for certain one of them would want to stay, you know?
I think Echo kind of does now.
Yeah.
That's...
Mm-hmm.
Would kind of think it was Victor, but Victor's shoulders aren't that broad.
I don't know. It's somebody we know, right?
Yeah, there's gonna be a reveal. It's not gonna be a rando.
It's got to be himself, right? He just made that staff.
I know.
That should be Echo.
It just seems too obvious.
Who is it?
Not Echo.
Silco?
Or Victor, but
I don't think Victor's hands look like that.
That should be the blonde guy.
Oh my god.
No, surely not. I think it's himself.
It probably is.
Are we never gonna get to know?
Truly.
Yeah! What are you doing? Something sneaky, but I don't know what!
I think he's sacrificing himself, but...
I think so. Yeah, he's gonna see
No,
it.
don't explode again. So you didn't have to see it happen that time.
I cheated on you with you.
I don't remember the last week.
Snap.
Just gonna keep that memory. Just gonna slide that one away. There's a lot to unpack here.
There was a lot that happened.
Yeah!
There's a lot that happens.
There's a lot that happened. We still don't know who the wizard is, although you're probably right that it's Jace. I just kind of want it to be a more unpredictable reveal, but maybe it will.
I would love it to be somebody completely off the wall. Even
That's
if it's
what I'm
like
saying.
Silco or like Skinny Victor or something. Just...
Or like the little kid. What's the kid's name? But like grown up.
Ooh, that would be fascinating. I would love that because they haven't said anything.
It wouldn't make any sense. And that's true.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know. There's a lot of characters that we get to see, and we get to see them jump timelines. So this is like, who's alive in this timeline, who's not in this timeline. I'm so surprised we did not get the mother and father also, though.
well, that's because that happened before. So the
True.
implication is that one failed mission from episode 1 of season 1, it went differently. Vi died, and all of this crazy shit happened differently after that. Apparently, Silco and Vander made up. Like, everyone else gets to live, apparently.
Piltover's chill with the Undercity
It
now.
seems
to the point
like
of,
They
adopting
they
them.
merged.
It seems like
maybe.
the
Or
purple
even they are
stuff.
Zon. I don't even know if they are Zon at this point. We didn't really get that backstory or that like indication, but we do know that they are a thriving city and that they are not people of like the underclass now. It's somebody of notoriety. So fascinating to see all this kind of stuff and to know, like, what I had said earlier in the episode was it's fascinating to see the potential that each of these characters had given the resources that they could have had from Piltover all this time. So watching the intelligence spark and like the extreme creations from Echo, we knew he was smart and that he could like comprehend a lot of the things that he was picking up, but we didn't ever see outside of his, I don't remember what the gliders are called, but creating those kind of things. He didn't have the ability to create because there were no resources for him to create with. Instead, he was too busy striving to survive instead of thrive. And now we get to see him thrive in a situation that it took maybe like 6 months is what we said. We were trying to like guess timelines based on Hare's last episode. But
yeah,
maybe
but it also took him 3 years to even jump into that body.
True.
3 years in Heimerdinger's time.
True.
Yeah,
or
so the anomaly was
three and some
sending
change,
everyone everywhere.
Like, yeah, 3.5-ish years. But also, there's a distinct lack of whatever the hell Silka was working on. The purple stuff.
Shimmer.
Thank you.
No shimmer.
No shimmer. No shimmer, no hex tech. So
a city that doesn't have anything that's going to deter it from thriving either.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very
Yeah, like you said, just the massive butterfly effect from the initial job.
I just wish we could have found out why. How did it go that way? I understand like Violet's death led them to that, but how? Was it one of those things that Marcus found them and then they were just like, take ease and talk about? I don't know.
There's a lot of things that could have gone differently once they got there, and I think that they didn't show it because it ultimately doesn't matter.
True.
We're not staying there long enough.
There's just so much time travel shenanigans now where it's like, what is possible? What isn't possible? And you know what thing I really hope is possible? Jinx and Echo.
Me too. I'm so here for that. I also want to, just like from an animation, like art direction standpoint, the way that they redesigned Jinx for this timeline, it wasn't just the haircut and the outfit and the makeup. They make her face fuller. She's got less freckles. She's got less age lines. Her cheeks aren't as sallow. She's like lived a healthier, happier life.
Yeah, she just
like,
looks healthier.
It's just like, it's really well done. Stuff you just can't do with live action actors, really, without a lot of makeup.
Fascinating, beautiful. Yeah.
And that dance sequence was so good.
I know.
I thought the screen was stuttering for a second. I was like, wait, did we just
It's because
have,
the dialogue was the
still
voiceover,
going.
And it was.
But I have this weird feeling about it too. Part of me is over here like, yes, I want them to get together, especially knowing how much they have potential to be together and how potential this relationship is. But I always feel a little cheaty whenever it's like jumping into somebody else's body and taking charge, even if it's your own. So I'm just like, aw, it's a weird. It's a weird dynamic.
Like, for lack of a better phrase, like you are a different soul in that moment.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause that isn't you. That's
not you.
You. Which is why I thought it was weird that, like, Echo realizes at that point he's not where he's in a different timeline or universe or whatever, and he doesn't initially attempt to. It sounds like obviously he did start to explain some stuff because she was willing to work on this device, but just having that, like, I know this is going to sound insane, I am not me right now, pretend we don't know each other. Even if you don't believe me,
of waking up in a different universe, only one line, but he did say that.
And then for him to say it, again, it's a cheaty moment. Like, I don't know how I feel about it overall, but just that, like, can we pretend this is the first time?
Which is kind of sweet, yeah.
And it's just like...
I guess I assumed that they did have that conversation. Because when he takes her to the painting, and he's telling her about this dream, and then she goes, what do you need from me? And then it cuts. So, like, I guess I assume that part of that, what he needs from her, because it kind of seemed like she understood the stakes to some extent. It, to me, seems like someone who was working on it fervently because she knew she might get her sister back, or there was, like, some universe where her sister lives.
Yeah.
Like, I guess I assumed that there was that conversation just off camera, because it's not going to be very fun to watch that whole, like, we already know that as the audience. I guess I just thought it did happen. It's maybe left vague on purpose. I don't know.
To interpretation.
It's hard too with the sort of rushed nature of this season compared to the first, and it kind of blends in with what we're talking about with the show versus tell stuff. there were many instances over the show of show don't tell where it's like, oh yeah, clearly they had this conversation and we didn't need to hear it, but we know. But now in this moment, it's like, did they? I think maybe, but like,
I think they didn't have the conversation,
like,
but that just might be me. I'm glad what you're saying also with the show don't tell. I feel like this is the most organic way they've done it since the first couple episodes, where we've still gotten a whole bunch of world building too. Like before, it has been pile on of like, we loved our family, we have the flashback of the family, all this. And that might be an unpopular opinion, but we keep reiterating some stuff. This one was a fascinating episode for me, possibly one of my favorites of the season, just because
I'd agree with that.
It had so much for me to learn, but to also discover and recognize. Like, you had even pointed out the rabbit at one point. I'm gonna have to go back and catch that.
So there's rabbit ears on Powder's desk. I assume the same rabbit ears that the kid... Oh, I can't remember the kid's name.
Bye.
No, the kid.
Oh.
The little kid.
Oh,
The
I'm
little-
definitely gonna have to go back.
The little
Isha.
kid, Isha, is wearing the rabbit ears in the episode where they dye her hair blue.
Cool.
And she's wearing the rabbit ears. So there's like the rabbit ears. We see the same like food guy that Vi takes Caitlin to in the one episode. We see the goat lady that was in the last episode doing something. Like there's a lot of people in the background that we've seen before. It was really, really well fleshed out, I
It's
thought.
just
It
fun
was
to
a very
watch.
stimulating episode. Like very, very interesting.
Yeah.
I like the confusion at parts too, but just like when Silco steps into the bar and just the like, didn't you try to kill him? And I'm just like, forgive and forget. Like,
But I love how awkward it was too, because it was like,
'Cause
dude,
they're
we
like, yeah,
probably talked
he
about
did.
this several times. This is still really awkward. You're bringing up a really sore spot. Can you not? It's been like 12 years or
Yeah.
something. Ugh.
And like him forgetting that Vi is dead, like that
Yeah.
wouldn't be like more of a...
Yeah.
that's that tough part where, again, just the like, I don't know why he didn't say anything sooner, if he said anything at all, just because it's like, wow, like if this is a different person who thinks that you know these things, like you're being remarkably cruel right now. Like, so that's just like, oof. I didn't like how Echo handled that, but I also don't know how my brain would process being, sent to another dimension where everything you know is backwards.
Yeah. A lot to process.
I'm fascinated by Heimerdinger. I honestly thought Heimerdinger would have more of a aversion, once again, to everything magic, because he's finally in a world, like you said during the episode, where he doesn't have to deal with that anymore. This is finally a world that hasn't like learned hex tech and hasn't like utilized it for anything negative or positive. So therefore they've been discovering themselves and just like having different kind of things that they're learning to do, like learn how to play a song. So you just
Which makes
fascinating.
me wonder with the apparent sacrifice. It looks like he vaporized himself, right? When he did the plug in there to
Yeah.
send Echo back. What does he know? Like, because again, we all said like, oh, maybe he'll want to stay because it's this happy timeline that doesn't have the things he hates.
Yeah.
Why would he want to send Echo, his protege, back to the dark timeline? And to kill himself to get him there. Like, why? Like, what does he know about? Like, I don't know. It's like you said, there's something we don't know about Heimerdinger yet, and I can't figure out what it is.
It's a great question. Just why would he do this? And it's a moral question for pretty much anybody that's time jumping. If you go to a better place, do you dare go back to somewhere else to fix it if you can stay in this better place? It's not that just you, because Vi's still dead, but that at what cost for everybody else that is still alive? So do you go back and help those that are still suffering, or do you stay in this new place? And it's just a moral conundrum, and it's not that anybody would ever know. It's not that you would ever feel the consequence of any of that. It would just be, this is your new reality. And so that's a hard
It's kind
question.
of the trolley problem, honestly. It's like, do you save Vi at the cost of all the people that will die if you save Vi? Or do you just stay here where Vi is dead, but everyone else is alive?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very...
Also, the complete willing to go balls to the wall with their new time machine. You know, they're like, let it rip, and then she like just full crank it and see like what happens. Like, how brutal was watching Heimerdinger get ripped apart.
Oh my god, 4 seconds is the limit. How do you know? 4 seconds is the limit. Don't worry about it.
How did he not let that happen? Did he go forward in time? Did they figure out how to go forward?
I think he pulled it back, saw what was happening, and then just never like released it.
Okay.
But it's unclear because they leave how these mechanisms function very intentionally vague in this show.
Yeah, it's magic time machine.
We
Echo
take
knows
it
how it works.
at face value.
Do we think that the rocks that Powder had at the very end of this episode were ones that she kept from the explosion with Vi?
Yes.
Oh.
I do. They're very similar in shape to the one that shard that was wedged in the wall, which I assume means because it was from whatever explosion or whatever fractured that.
That's fair.
And it was like, as she opened the drawer, I mean, your focus is kind of on the necklace as she's like putting it in there, but there was like a sheen across the... I mean, can we scrub it? Can we look?
So how does that, now butterfly effect in that timeline that she is aware of this science and has the ingredient for it? Like,
I don't think we'll ever find out as a viewer, but I do think that those are definitely something that she could play with in her timeline now, especially since we were talking about get your potential up, like do your potential.
I think they probably would have been... I think there would have been a callback to that had they gotten their 3rd and 4th season like they were initially supposed to.
Probably.
But as is, it was probably like enough of a tie-up that we're just like leaving that universe entirely. I don't think we'll come back.
Well, and then still, I was really hoping, especially with that necklace being, it looked more like a lotus flower kind of a thing, but I thought that was going to spin and blend into a rose and cut to like whatever that we still don't know what the rose stuff is.
We don't. Are we even going to come back to the rose stuff? What is happening? The rose
Next episode, guys. It's going to happen next time. But before we get into that, I do want to talk about more of the Jace timeline, because I don't think we've talked about that at all.
Well, we talked about it quite a bit while it was happening.
It's true.
Which I guess for the people who are skipping that part of this video did not hear.
Yeah.
Who's the wizard? That's the question.
That is the question. I do definitely think it is going to be Jace.
Sucks to be Jace. You like Echo gets to go to this alternate, like to him, heavenly timeline.
Yeah.
And Jace is going through like literal hell.
Yeah, crap under the stick for sure.
Why do you think that the Piltover citizens could still live? Is it an arcane thing? Is it?
Well, it's the wild magic, right?
I guess.
Because it was
like
all that like
the
color,
spindly robot
oil
looking
slick,
thing.
Yeah, color. Yeah, I think it's just that.
Well, and I think it's going to be something related to what Victor had done, right? Because they're all the metallic hand people. Like, I don't know, they become more robotic, I guess.
It feels like it. It feels very hive-mindy.
It feels like it's robot zombie. Like, it's not zombie, but they
weren't harmful though. That's the thing. They weren't anything like
that we're aware of. He ran and then unfortunately fell into that chasm.
True.
Messed up that leg. That was a very uncomfortable montage. For many reasons.
But I did find out how he was staying alive and what he was eating when I wanted to, so that's good, I guess.
But how is he eating? Cuts to him eting.
Yeah, those slug frog things or whatever. Because like I was worried he was eating his own leg. Like that was horrifying.
To even climb on that, even after it was supposedly healed.
It looked painful.
Is it worth going back and destroying Victor over? That's the question.
I think we've lost Victor.
Oh, yeah.
Victor's gone. He's lost in the sauce.
So is destroying Victor the right thing to do from last episode now that you have seen what has happened with Jace's world?
Right, because we assume this is just now as he gets bamfed away, he's appearing in the room where he kills Blondie, right?
Yeah.
Presumably.
Yes.
I guess there could still be other stops along the way, but
Yeah, I think that's a fair assumption, though, because his beard and hair length look about the same as they were when we picked him back up in that room. So I think that's probably pretty accurate. But who's the wizard?
Who is the wizard?
Isha.
Put your guesses down in the comments below if you have not seen the next 2 episodes, because I know they come all on at the same time. Anything else we want to touch base on?
Everyone got really hot. That's
everyone
summary.
had a good glow up. Everyone had a good glow up.
Except for the
The
one
mustache guy.
He looks the same, but with a mustache.
Mino?
He shouldn't have the mustache.
Yeah.
It's a bad mustache.
It's a bad look.
But
in any case,
what do we think the next episode's going to show us, though? Do we think who are we going to pick up with? Echo? We going to go back to the girls and the Isha explosion?
I think we have to introduce Echo to the rest of the cast again. I think we have to get some kind of interaction there because I want to know what he can do if he has a time jumpy ability now. Meanwhile, I also need to know something about the Rose people. That's gotta happen.
I think that's the bigger half because I feel like at this point with 2 episodes left, the final episode will have all the attempts at lining up the threads. We'll have Echo coming back, Jace coming back, Rose stuff being aware of from this next episode. I don't know. They all gotta line up somehow.
We'll see. But until then, everybody, thank you so much for watching with us. We'll catch you next time. Bye for now. Mwah!